but the fight scenes are also super inventive. Like it's very much like Jackie Chan, where like he fights with things that are around him, and he's doing at the same time he's doing massive jumps and crazy parkour. But like he shoves his fists into watermelons and beats a guy up with them, and there was no reason to do it, but it was a beautiful 20 seconds of cinema.
What's up, everyone? It's 20 years of Joel's Copy Movies, and we're taking a look back at the movies of Joel's Copy Movies. So, Joe, what are we taking a look at this week?
Hey Phil, today we're talking about Transporter 2, the Louis Leterrier film that's part of the house of Luc Besson. Um, and I feel like when the Transporter started, I was very excited by that. Like Luc Besson, and I didn't know who Louis Leterrier was at the time, but he has since gone on to make like perfectly fine movies. He's got like he did the Norton Hulk movie. He did like Clash of the Titans remake. He did all the Now You See Me movies, which are all fun. Um, he has a real talent to make a movie fun.
Did he also do one of the Fast and Furious movies?
But yeah, he's I think he's part one of Fast X, and I think he's supposed to do Fast X 2. But honestly, if it gets made, or if like I feel like that's a movie is so in flux that it might not ever happen. But he's a director that I like, but all I can't be all like, oh, that's my favorite movie ever. But I could be like, oh, that's fun. I like his movies; they're fun. This might be his best movie. Transport 2 might be his best movie, and I think hands down, it is the best movie in the Transporter franchise. I'm really going out on a limb there saying that. I will say, just a little table setting from my perspective going into this movie. Um, I was very excited for the Transporter 1. Like I feel like I didn't know who Statham was at the point. He was just like the one of the British guys from Lock, Stock, and the Snatch movie. Um, so he's one of those guys, and like in those movies, he does not kick people. He's just like a guy. He's just like a bloke, you know. So I was
Does
like,
he
oh, I
punch
reckon
people?
not even a little.
I
I
think
mean,
just a little.
he might shoot people,
Oh,
but
okay.
nothing on the level that he does in this movie. Anyway, so like I kind of recognized him, and he had like that kind of like across the ocean cool. So I was excited when the Transporter was announced, and the trailers for Transporter were amazing. It was just like it was cars crashing, exploding, and in particular, there's this shot where he knocks on a door, guy looks through the people, and he's like, huh? And Jason Statham just runs at the door and kicks it down. But you see it from the people perspective, like just like this stocky bald man running towards you and just kicking the door down. I mean, it's very much like Mark Wahlberg in Fear, where he yells at the door at the peephole. It's very much that. And I was like, yes, I can't wait to see this movie. So when it came out and I went to see it, I was very excited, and I was disappointed with the first Transporter movie. And I rewatched it this week too, to sort of as a refresher. And it's one of those movies where when it's good, but when it's bad, it's terrible. Like really bad pacing, abysmal score. Like there's some guy playing a sad trumpet the whole time. He's like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is not car chase music. Um, and I mean, the pacing is just a mess. It feels like it doesn't really have a perspective, or it doesn't have a budget, or they were trying to make a different kind of movie. Porter 2, it feels more confident. It feels like they know the movie they're trying to make. So I mean, it's worth pointing out that there are other Transporter movies. There's Transporter, Transporter 2, Transporter 3, which came out 2 years apart. And then after that, there was a TV show, Transporter the series. And then a couple of years after that, they tried to reboot the whole thing with the Transporter Refueled. And I remember this was like 2014 or something like that. And I remember saying, I was online, I was like, guys, we got to go see this. If we ever want to see Jason Statham drive a car and kick people, we got to go support the franchise. I did not go to see it, and it's ridiculous. Of course, he has since driven cars and kicked people, up and down the block 1,000 times. This franchise is kind of like 10 years dead now, which is a little strange because it it was big enough to make decent money, but not always make decent films. But we are talking about the good one here, so I don't want to get too upset about it. This does star Jason Statham's. He plays a transporter. In the first movie, it's established that he's a guy that will do jobs, basically drive things from point A to point B and make sure they get there safely. And oh my god, first movie, I'm gonna just real quick, the pacing. He's all like, he's giving the guy the itinerary. He's like, this covers going up to the drive-in there, and it covers a lunch break, and I'll stop to have a cup of tea. And it's just like, what? And we get to see that. And I'm like, no, drive faster. Anyway, so this movie has none of that. This movie starts like it's not like he's taking a break from transporter, but he's taken a job. It's established that he's taken a job that he normally wouldn't. And that job is picking a kid up from school every day and driving him home. This kid turns out to be the son of a wealthy family, so he needs the extra protection because people might try and kidnap him. We talked last week. We talked about Four Brothers, and we talked about how Wahlberg, when he talked to kids, it didn't feel good.
Mhm.
In this movie, Statham has a connection with this kid, and it's instant. Like there's like maybe like a 3-minute scene, but like he treats the kid with respect. He doesn't condescend to him, and the kid loves him, and he cares for the kid too. But he's doing it like stern, like he's like a tough big brother kind of role for this kid, as opposed to like talking down to him, which we saw in Four Brothers. But we established last week that the characters in Four Brothers were a bunch of ding dongs. The character here that Jason Statham plays is not a ding dong. He's a good guy. Anyway, so very cool scene with the kid. We get to meet his mother. His mother may or may not have a little crush on Statham, because doesn't everybody?
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. So the kid, I mean, spoiler, the kid gets kidnapped. it happens like the next scene. Some thugs come to get him, and Statham tries to stop him. And then the movie becomes about trying to get this kid back. There's the plot overall involves like disease and infecting the kid, and him of infecting other people, and that all seems very big, but it is all very much like background, almost. Like there's a scene where Statham has to run down an antidote, but it's all just set up for the explosions and stuff. The thugs are a little generic, except for even the bad guy, the main bad guy. It's like, who is this guy? Who cares? But his right hand woman is this person named Lola, and she's played by Kate Nuata, who is a model, I assume, because she's very pretty, but she has a traditional model look. You'll see if you look at the pictures. But her big thing is that like she's got two like submachine guns, and she's always pointing them. Like God forbid she has one, she's always pointing two. But she's very good in this. Like her character kind of leaps off the screen and becomes kind of the most memorable villain in the franchise. So I appreciated her here, and the scenes with her and Statham are great because there is kind of a weird sexual tension because she's weird and he's like a beefy heartthrob. But they are fighting and shooting at each other. I love those two together. And even though there is a weird connection, this movie also features the return of Francoise Berliand, who plays Inspector Tarconi. Inspector Tarconi was a character in the first film who sucked. He was an inspector that was just he and Statham had a relationship where they were kind of playing cat and mouse, and like he's like, I know you did something, and I'm gonna get you. You know, one of these days I'll find it. But he's kind of like a lazy. Or he comes off very like laid back, and you know, I mean, that movie takes place on like the shores of France. He's a shores of France detective. Anyway, when he came back for this movie, I was worried because I thought he was a drag on the first movie. He's an inspiration in this movie. They have him visiting Statham's character in Miami. So he flies in as a tourist, and he's totally in tourist mode. and he's comic relief. Not only is he comic relief, he gets arrested, and then he becomes like the inside man for Statham's character, where he's charming the Miami cops and then getting information from their computers while they're not looking. uh, so bringing him back was that it was a redemption arc for me. I was so excited. He's a blast. Um, so I started to talk about the action. Let's dig into that now. This is like basically a kung fu movie, as is the first one, where Statham is unexpected. Like I said earlier, like to me he was just a British guy, like a British mobster thug guy. So to see him do like traditional like martial arts sort of blew my mind. Like it's all kicks. I was watching the movie. My son came in. He's like, "What do I need to know? Catch me up on what's going on here." I was like, "He's kicking these guys. You're good. That's all you really need to know." And sure enough, he's doing these crazy kicks. I couldn't believe it. But it's beautifully shot. This movie is the strongest shot. So like this, it's really composed. Like where he's like, it's like bodies don't bend like that. It's almost like a dance. And I really loved it. There is one scene where he fights a mob full of people where it doesn't gel so well. It really feels like now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Like a dance.
Yeah.
Like in a clunky. It's like he would have got like 5 stars on a dancing show. But the fight scenes are also super inventive. Like it's very much like Jackie Chan, where like he fights with things that are around him, and he's doing at the same time he's doing massive jumps and crazy parkour. But like he shoves his fists into watermelons and beats a guy up with them, and there was no reason to do it, but it was a beautiful 20 seconds of cinema.
The watermelons are just around, so he's like, might as well use these guys.
He's if I don't beat up this guy with these watermelons, they're just gonna go to waste, and I can't abide by that. So seeing things like that, and I mean, he fights these guys with a long metal pole, and at one point he throws it, and it goes through a guy, and everybody in the movie is like, "Oh, this jumped a level." But he'll do things like that, and then like he will do. He does this great thing with a hose, where he's fighting like 3 or 4 different guys at different times, but he's wrapping the hose around them. And I was like, "Oh, he's tying these guys up. That's great." But it's like a fire hose, and he turns the hose on. And I was like, "Victory! We did it! Thank God!" Anyway, so I was very inspired by the action in this movie, except for that one scene, which goes a little weird. And this really it feels like it's the cleanest and most fun action of the whole series. And the best story, like the pacing wise, just it starts and never stops. So I have a lot of love for this one, and I had a blast with this rewatch. Have you ever seen this movie?
I don't. I feel like I've definitely seen a Transporter.
Yeah,
I don't know which
be mad
one.
at you for confusing them, because I mean, like you saw the posters that I'm going to send you. It's basically like, this is the red one, this is the blue one. Like that's almost the only difference in the poster. So yeah, they feel very much the same. Which I mean, even like one takes place in France, one takes place in Miami, and I forget where the third one takes place, but they're all sunny. I mean, they're all Southern California, it seems like, but probably not, because it's like I said before, it's Besson and Louis Leterrier, so it's probably France. But
Yeah. As you were describing the plot of the kid that gets kidnapped and like is infected, I guess. I was like, I've heard that plot before, but I was like, wait, no, that's Mission Impossible 2, isn't it?
it totally is, and I was thinking that it's the same sort of thing where like you infect somebody, you just throw them out there, and then they infect everybody else. I don't think the villain in this movie, their plan was as sophisticated as the one in Mission Impossible 2, because that was a movie about like drug companies create the cure and the disease.
Yeah.
This movie's just kind of like,
It's not that.
It was a kidnap thing. It's like, we're going to kidnap your son. Now pay us the ransom, or we'll turn him into a. Yeah, I mean, it's as sophisticated as a guy shoving his hand into 2 watermelons and taking a swing at some guy. I mean, he does kill that guy. It's crazy. Anyway.
So, um, is it this transporter where in the trailer he blocks a missile with a, I want to say either like a hubcap or a trash can lid?
No, that's the first one.
Is that the
It's
first
it's
one?
cra that sounds crazy, and I'm like, I know, like, no 5 minutes ago, I was ragging on that movie, but, like, they really tried to make it, like, unique, and that is unique. Like, a missile comes into his apartment, and what he does is he opens the oven door and knocks it in there, and then they jump into a hole. So it blows up the kitchen, but they're not there. And then they spend like 3 minutes scuba diving to sad trumpet music, and I was like, "Get me out of here!"
Um, so I guess in terms of it being the best one, do you think that is because it's Luc Besson, and I think we like on this series we've discussed some Luc Besson movies before. Trying to remember which ones it
Well, we did. They had Unleashed come out, which was a
Unleashed.
Jet
Yeah,
Li movie, but was also directed by Louis Leterrier. So they're like, I don't know if he had just a really busy year or like the coming over from France backed a few things up, and they just like 2005. They're all coming out.
yeah. I mean, I think like we've kind of discussed before. Luc Besson's movies are kind of weird. Like
Yeah,
they're weirdly like they start in one place and they end up in a completely different place, and you didn't. You're like, how did I get from here to there? Um,
the transporter got you there. That's what.
but because this is a Lou Leterrier movie, like, do you think it was more focused because of the director?
I think that could be said for sure. Like it does feel very linear. Um, and as I was writing my letterbox review, and I was like, this might be Jason Statham's best solo movie. And then before I could hit period, I was like, listen, let's not talk about Crank. Like Crank is great, but it's not like Crank is not accessible to the masses. Where like I could see people turning on Crank and being like old white conservatives being like, what does he do? What's all this about? Like not getting it. Transporter 2 is for the masses. I guess for the cinephile dirtbags in the world like us. I love Crank. I haven't seen that in a while. I wish it was on our list of movies to watch, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. I do want to point out though, that you mentioned that you did not go see Transporter Refueled, and you said we need to support this because otherwise we're not going to see him kicking a bunch of people. But I want to point out that you did not see it, and we have not seen a Transporter since then.
Is it my fault? Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
it sounds like it's your fault.
What what did I free Jason Statham up to do? Let's check out his IMDb real quick. Jason Statham's. What have you been doing since then? Oh God, he's like, yeah, I'll be in the expendable franchise.
I mean, I was going to say
Yeah,
Expendables, Fast and Furious.
yeah, he got his franchise on. Let's see. Uh, Transporter 3. I just want to find it real quick. Transporter 3 was 2008. 2009 was Crank 2, and Expendables began. And he had two mechanic movies, and then a kind of a bunch of straight to no one cares like Blitz, Killer Elite, Safe movies I saw and liked well enough, but didn't really jump off the page. He did Parker with J Lo, Expendables 2, Fast and Furious 6, Homefront, a script by Stallone. That's what it is. Stallone got his hooks in him. And he's just like, oh, he's got those Meg movies.
Oh, yeah.
He's still making franchises. All right, here's what I like. Every now and then, Guy Ritchie will call him up and be like, hey, you're British. And he's like, oh no. And they're like, we should make a British movie. He's like, yeah. And then he did like Wrath of Man. He did Operation Fortune with him. But he'll do these British movies again, like British mob movies. And I'm like, yeah, love it. When did he do his best movie though? Let me see where the year that came out. Oh, here it is, 2015. Have you seen Spy?
No.
Okay. It's not a Jason Statham movie, but he's great in it. He's amazing in it. highly recommend. Go see Spy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Uh,
that's Spy. That's not my official recommendation, but that's that's just a broad recommendation.
I don't know if you remember this, but I don't even remember if you were there, but I think it was at a convention one time, and we were talking about Jason Statham, and there was a guy from UK, and he was like, "I think it's funny you guys like Statham because, like, over in the UK, he's like kind of like a B movie actor."
Is he like disrespected? Is he like considered a joke?
I
You
don't
think?
know.
Is that the
I like,
impression you
and
got?
again, like this is just my recollection from many years ago, and I don't even remember if you were there. So,
Yeah. A B movie actor. What was he doing before he broke?
well,
Sorry, we're just
have you seen him with hair?
he's got hair in these two Transport movies. I mean,
Does
it's okay. He's holding on. It's before he met the Fast and the Furious crew, and they're like, "Do you need a razor?" And he's like, "Well,
leave it
what do
all
I
off?
need that for?" And they're like, "To shave your head." He's like, "Oh, good." And then he did a movie called Revolver where he had like a wig on with long hair. God,
He
I feel
used to
like
be a
I started.
swimmer, apparently.
That's right. Forgot I'd heard that too.
Yeah, he's got hair there.
I see him in his swimming setup. Yeah, he looked like I don't. It's so strange.
Yeah,
Anyway, the beautiful thing that these Transporter movies did was really break him in America. Like for those, I'll forever be grateful. But yeah, because he was just making like, I mean, he did Lock, Stock, and Snatch, and he's doing a bunch of these British movies. He did a Jet Li movie, but yeah, these really solidified him in America. So
yeah.
God bless the Transporter franchise.
So, if you were going to recommend a movie with similar vibes to Transporter 2, what would you recommend?
There's two that came to mind right away. One is Man on Fire, the Denzel movie with Dakota Fanning, where Dakota Fanning plays a little girl. Obviously, it lines up really well with the whole like he drives her to school and he protects her from being kidnapped, and she gets kidnapped, and he has to go get her. Um, so the first half of that movie, especially because Man on Fire is very much two different films. It's like it's the like his affection for this girl, and he wants to protect her. So that part of the film lines up with what we saw with Statham and the kid here. The second half of Man on Fire is a Punisher movie. Like he's basically just like, I'm gonna kill all of you, and he does not have water. He's into town and he's got no watermelons to use, so like everybody's dead. Like he's like, I got this grenade instead. How about that? Like, here's a watermelon. He's like, too late. So Man on Fire is great. Love that movie. But then especially watching kind of the Transporter one and there's car chases in Transporter 2. In watching these two films, I was reminded very much of Baby Driver because um, in Transporter 1, his first transportation mission is as a wheelman, and they come into the car and they're all like, "Go, go, 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 go!" And he's like, "There were only supposed to be three of you, and there's four of you." He's like, "I accounted for the weight. You guys can't just come in here." He's like, "I gotta reset my song." And I was like, "Oh, it's the same. Like he's a professional. He's like he does his job a certain way, and you can't mess with that, or you got to warn him about it. Like there's rules. He follows rules. Um, and Baby Driver has a lot of that. And Baby Driver is better than any movie I've mentioned so far. So, Baby Driver, Spy, that's the order, and then everything else. Watch all those movies. Oh, Man on Fire is great too. Man on Fire and Spy, the same movie.
I've not seen either of them, so
You never saw Man on Fire? It's good. You'd like it.
yeah, I've heard good things. I'll
Yeah,
get to it eventually.
yeah.
Any other closing thoughts on Transporter 2?
An absolute pleasure to rewatch. Rewatches really fast. It cooks. This movie moves. And I kind of wish that he made more movies like this because I really feel like he doesn't.
Yeah,
He's sort of getting lost in the ensemble stuff. I mean, he has his moments. He's crazy in some of those scenes, but I want more. I want more Statham. I want him solo and really leading the show. I don't know. This is like a normal action. I like. I would love more Crank, maybe over more Transporter, but I don't know. If whatever he makes, I'm gonna go see it. I'm on board. He knows. He sees me there. He sees my tweets. If he was in Transporter 4, I would have gone.
All right, everyone. Have you seen Transporter 2? What'd you think? Let us know in the comments below. Um, is Transporter Refueled the best of the franchise? Have you seen it? Because we haven't. Let us know. And if you like this, hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And we'll catch you all on the next one.